talk about a game tonight, okay? The Yankees play the Phillies for what it feels like the 10th time this spring. And it did not turn out as I expected. A couple highlights. Aaron Judge hit his first home run of the spring. Fantastic. A lot of folks are saying, "Oh, he's not the same. He's not going to be. He's going to be a bum and blah blah blah." But he's been on it. He's been kind of locked in. He's been getting a lot of good base hits and stuff. But I knew eventually it was going to happen, and I feel like it's kind of the beginning stages of kind of letting the floodgates open between him and Stanton, especially because Stanton looks pretty good too. And so the Yankees score some offense to give Michael King a little bit of protection of Mike King, which he did not keep. The Phillies then unloaded with some offense, base hits everywhere, to take a 5-1 lead. And the Yankees came back. You had a Gleyber Torres home run, and the Yankees close to tied the game. And then the Phillies took the lead at 8-5, and then the Yankees brought it to about 8-6. And then the Phillies unloaded for 4 more runs, making it 12-6. And then at that point, honestly, I thought the game was over. And the Yankees unloaded for 6 runs. 6 runs in the last inning or two. And tied it at 12. At 12, it was 12-12. And then the Phillies wound up walking off at the end to win the game 13-12. But action-packed, some of the highlights on the Yankee side. While Didi Gregorius hit a home run on the Philly side. And there was just a lot of offense. The Yankees beat up. The Yankees starters were, starter Mike King was beat up. And there wasn't really much highlights on the pitching side except for Johnny Lasagna and Jonathan Loáisiga through 3 innings, 3 solid innings. So he's really, solidifying himself as a mainstay in that bullpen. And again, another long relief option. And I will say this again, with a lot of these other guys going down, around baseball, and the Yankees already being down 2 relievers, it would be wise for them to take advantage of having these guys that can go long relief. And I would still urge them to go 6 starters, at least for the foreseeable part of the season. I don't know that they're going to do that because it looks as if right now Domingo Germán is going to be the guy for the 5th starter role, with Deivi Garcia needing just a little bit more work, but still maintaining his poise. Germán looks sharper right now, and it is what it is. And so I really hope that they consider going a long 6-man rotation for at least the first month or 2 to let the guys ease into the season, or at the very least using Johnny Loáisiga and some of these other guys, even a Chad Green, or any of these guys who can go multiple innings. Yolis Chacín, he's another spot starter who can either spot start or come in and go 4 innings, 5 innings, and keep them in the game. I'm hoping that they consider doing that while some of the relievers get healthy and some of their other players get healthy. So, but nevertheless, it was a lot more offensive firepower today than I thought. The highlights of the game again were Aaron Judge hitting a home run, Gleyber Torres hit a home run, Chris Gittens hit another home run. I think it was in the 9th inning, in the top of the 9th. And I hope this guy gets an opportunity in the major leagues at some point. I really do. Whether it's at DH, whether it's at something, because he's definitely a good hitter. He's got a lot of power from the right-handed side, and I hope that he gets an opportunity. Now, with regards to the roster spots, there's a couple of spots left available. It sounds as if Dietrich and Jay Bruce had an opt-out. I think it was today. I don't think either one of them exercised it, as far as I know right now, and the Yankees haven't made any decisions yet either. But it looks as if Tauchman now has the advantage over Bruce because of his defensive versatility and his good arm, and Tyler Wade looks to have an advantage over Derek Dietrich. Now, those guys played admirably this spring. They produced and did what they can do to get a roster spot. Now, if they got one, I wouldn't be surprised. But it seems as if over the last week or week and a half, the momentum has shifted towards Mike Tauchman and Tyler Wade to complement who's likely going to be Brett Gardner and Kyle Higashioka for the bench. But that still remains to be seen. It hasn't been decided yet. But we are 7 days away from opening day at Yankee Stadium, where Gerrit Cole is going to be on the mound pitching against the Toronto Blue Jays. And if you've seen anything from yesterday's game, they had a they have a pretty fierce lineup. Bichette hitting 2 home runs, and you got that young, dynamic lineup with the addition of George Springer and Marcus Semien. And even though Springer's out for a little bit now with a little bit of an injury, that lineup is still going to be fierce. It really is. So that's the that's the that's the word. That's the update today. The recap of the game. Again, I can go into details, but it would take me forever. I can go over play by play, but I wanted to go over the highlights just to let you know. It wound up being a 13-12 game. Phillies took the game, unfortunately, but Yankees had a couple of bright spots. They were mostly not on the pitching side, and some of these young guys are still hitting the ball and giving themselves opportunities, maybe putting themselves in position to maybe get a call up later on or be promoted from AA to AAA or whatever it may be. But the Yankees overall, their starters seem to be ready to go for the season. So that's where we're looking right now. Take a look for tomorrow for the next recap. I will go over that as well and give you the full breakdown of the recap too. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification so you don't miss it. That's pretty much the rundown. Right before the season starts, I'm going to give you my outlook for the season after the last spring training game, because I think there's a day between spring training and the regular season. I will go over my outlook and what I think, what I think about the team and who's going to be coming up to the Bronx. And so I hope that you'll, stick around to watch that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. Like I said, hit that notification so you're notified exactly when that video comes out. If you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up. I'm keeping the recaps just kind of short and sweet. I want to let you know what's going on. It's spring training still, so, guys are still kind of, doing the thing. And it doesn't really matter right now except for the guys that are competing for the roster spots. Let's find a roster spots. What matters starts next Thursday. That's when everything starts at 0. That's when the record starts to count. That's when the stat starts to count. And, the Yankees will be ready to rock and roll when that happens. So, and again, I hope you enjoy this. And again, the Yankees also have an advantage now because one of the bullpen, one of the relievers, I think it's Anderson, if I'm not mistaken, from the Tampa Bay Rays went down with an injury, I think to the elbow. And I think it's Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox also went down now, and he's going to be out for several months. Some of our main competitors in the American League have unfortunately suffered some injuries, significant ones. So Yankees might have an advantage a little bit here too, or an opportunity to capitalize on that. Obviously, I hope that they both recover and come back well, but this is an opportunity for the Yankees to, if they have an opportunity to create a bigger lead, or if they're in the front, create a lead in the American League East, do it. Take advantage of it. But again, hope they utilize the rotation and the bullpen and the middle relievers intelligently, because this is the year. If ever there's going to be a year to run a 6-man rotation, this should be the year, to transition back to a full 200-inning season. Last thing we want is for Garrett Cole to go down. So I hope that they're smart about it. Again, I don't work for the Yankees, not smart, but this is a long-time observant fan who was also a former competitive baseball player, and energy preservation is important, and injury prevention is of utmost importance. And these guys have a lot of hard, violent movement. So that's my perspective. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.